In the wake of the London Bridge and Manchester attacks, many people are beginning to question once again the roles that Imams and the community leaders play within counter-radicalisation. My question that I am proposing today is, what can Imams truly do? For me, it's quite simple. It's like asking a priest to go into his flock and to find individuals with obscure ideas and then to rehabilitate them. But unfortunately, we know in reality that this cannot happen. We know that this is not possible. That the Muslim congregation in the mosques are far too large for this. That there are prayers throughout the week which are empty. The mosques are empty during this time. And then there are Friday prayers in which there are, from some mosques, many hundreds, to other mosques, many thousands of congregants that are going into prayer. And the reality is that the Imam cannot find and weed out these people. These people are only there for 40 minutes, who listen to a sermon and then have to go back to have to pray and go back to work. And that's the only time that they have, face to face with a large public. Now these people, they do not go to the mosques in reality. They do not frequent the average mosque because they believe that the Muslims who stand in front of them, i.e. the Imams, and the Muslims who stand next to them in prayer are not true Muslims. That is their fundamental belief. That they do not regard Muslims as Muslims. And for those who are interested in the technical terminology you'll find in the academic literature, is called takfir, to make someone outside of the religion. And so, where do you find these individuals? You can't, and that's the reality. The Imams cannot find them. And now let's say they so happen to find one individual. Now, is the onus on the Imam to then de-radicalize them? What can the Imam do? The de-radicalization process contains 5 main subjects of studies that are needed in its very detail. And that's psychology, social psychology, sociology, theology, and Islamic law. Now the last two, theology and Islamic law, they can easily be done by the Imam. They can easily be talked about by the Imam. But that does not stop someone from being radicalized. That does not prevent someone or rehabilitate someone who has been radicalized. And so the reality is that without the first 3, psychology, social psychology, and sociology, that the other 2 just become redundant. It's not a theological issue. It's not an issue within Islam. It's a social psychological phenomenon that is known as radicalization. Any individual can become radicalized. Any individual can become extremist in whichever spectrum, whether they're right-wing, i.e. in fascism, or whether they're left-wing, socialism, Marxism, or however you see, anything can become a means of extremism. But the process for which extremism takes place is the same. It's the process of grooming and radicalization, and that is a social, psychological, and psychological phenomena. And it must be answered in that manner. And so my question is, are the Imams truly able to do this? Many will say, hand them over to Prevent. Well, obviously that is the procedure of this country. But the next question is Prevent able to do this successfully? And that's for another video.